Hey guys, this is Amy Weber, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com.
It's Joy Giovanni versus Amy Weber. Now, we talked a little bit beforehand, but you want to let everybody know?
Sure. We had a big feud at one time when we were both involved in professional wrestling, and we never actually got to have a match in the ring. And Amy's one of those people who kind of runs her mouth around town in LA. We both are, actresses, and so we kind of run in the same industry. And I always hear little snippets of like, well, I heard Amy Weber said this about you. And quite honestly, I'm just really tired of her mouth running. And so kind of just where she was like, oh, I could take her. We never had a match, but I could. So I just got to the point where I was like, okay, then let's set up a match, and we'll do it in LA, and we'll do it live, and we'll, put it out there and invite whoever wants to come. And, you train, I'll train, and then we'll really show who can take who. And that was scheduled to happen on April 1st. And I was going in, I've been training really hard at a gym called TV Boxing in San Diego, doing kickboxing and Muay Thai. But I was going to train once with MMA champion Daniel Puder because he's really great at grappling, and I don't have that skill. So I was going in for my training session with him, and Amy kind of had other ideas about not necessarily waiting for the match. So that's what you guys are going to see on April 10th.
Right. And that's exclusively on the DVDs going to be exclusive to BVDVD.com. I'm all tongue-tied tonight. And but you can watch it live, streaming live pay-per-view, video on demand, April 10th, and that's going to be on amyversusjoy.com. And if you call in
all
tonight,
the ordering information will be on there too. So in case you don't get the BVDVD.com, all the ordering details are also going to be available on the amyversusjoy.com.
Right. And right on our website, if you can't spell or if you can't understand what I'm saying, you can just click right on the link. And we got a caller here. We got Jose on the line, because if you call in tonight, you have a chance of winning a free DVD. Thanks to thanks to Big Vision.
What's up, guys?
How's it going, Jose? You got a question for Joy?
Yeah, Miss Joy, how are you?
How are you doing?
All right. The question was, I don't know if you mentioned this already, but do you miss working with WWE?
Right. Do I miss it?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Yeah, actually, you know what? I had a great time while I was there, and everyone was really great to me. I wish that I would have gotten to do more in the ring and to have an actual match. And I do have an official MySpace. It's myspace.com/official Joy Giovanni. So that's the real one. Don't worry about the fake ones. And I actually did a blog on there about release and if there and all that. But I do miss it. I made a lot of great some of the people that I met.
Anything else, Jose?
No, that's it, guys.
Fun, man. Do you have any fears of getting hurt in the match, or?
No. You know what? We're kind of well matched in size. We're about the same size, about the same weight, and I know that she was training rumors from what I heard with the fight at the Cavern. But you know what? I have a lot of confidence in my training facility, and I've been a kickboxer for a lot longer. And I know that her just knew, she's really not a very athletic type person, and I always have been in kickboxing for probably the last almost 10 years now. So I think just that, long history of being involved in it will carry me through. And I'm not scared of her anyway. She's got a big mouth, but that's about it. And you know what? I hope that she has been well trained, because I don't want, after she does lose, which I'm pretty confident is going to happen, I don't want her coming back saying, something was a scare, or she didn't get trained properly, or whatever other excuse people make when they don't do well in a fight. So no, I'm not scared of her.
When did the heat between you two start? Did it start while you guys were both in WWE, or during the Diva Search, or when did it when did it start?
We did the Diva Search. She was eliminated, I think, the week before I was, and up until that point, we weren't necessarily friends, but we were friendly backstage, and she kind of stayed to herself and did her own thing a little bit. But I didn't really necessarily have a problem with her. But then when she came on and was working with JBL in his cabinet, I think because he is such a top superstar that maybe she got a little bit of a big head about it and just kind of had an attitude problem, and I don't know, she just sort of started picking on me for no particular reason. So, and put me through a lot of things when I was there. And so, you just can't let something like that go.
Yeah, you don't know. You said no apparent reasons. No, nothing sticks out to you, like why she wouldn't like you.
No, honestly,
She liked that to other people, or just you?
You know what? She wasn't the most friendly girl, and I know quite a few people didn't like her and just said that she wasn't the nicest person in the world and not very personable. But wrestling is an entirely different world. It's its own culture, and you really have to go out of your way and say hi to people and make them know that you respect the business and that you're, there to be part of it, and that you really have an appreciation for what they do. And I don't know. I mean, you guys probably saw her on TV then. She just kind of was real snotty. And just, I think the whole thing that set it off is it was one time around Christmas, and they had me passing out candy canes to the fans, and so I went down there like that, and then JBL came down. He was going into the ring, and I offered him one, like, did he want one? Just thinking, of course, that I was going out of my way to be friendly, and she took issue with that, and that's the first time that it got physical between us, where she kind of attacked me a little bit then, and we had a little bit of a, not a match by any means, but a little bit of a fight, so kind of escalated from there.
How did, the other divas treat, the ones that came in from the Diva Search? Did they think, they didn't pay their dues, or were they nice to you guys?
I was on SmackDown, so I don't know how it was on Raw, but the divas when I was on were Tori Wilson, Dawn Marie, and Jackie Gata. And you know what? Dawn kind of, Dawn Marie's Dawn Marie, so she's a little bit abrasive and doesn't necessarily like anybody. But
we had her on the show.
Really
she's
nice
very talkative. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, she always has something to say about everything, and I just kind of stayed out of her way. Just one of those people that when you meet them, you just was nice and just got the impression that I just need to stay out of her way. But Tori and I hit it off, and she was in LA once in a while, and we hung out a couple times, and she was really, really sweet. And I actually remember mentioning to her when I first got there that I was a little nervous because I was afraid exactly what you said, that people would feel like, oh, we didn't pay our dues. And she was like, honestly, I'm happy to have more girls. So she was great.
Mm-hmm. Now, was wrestling something like you always thought about? Maybe you would give it a try, or how did you get involved in the Diva Search?
I watched wrestling when I was a kid, back in the heyday of Hulk Hogan and Brutus Barber Beefcake and Randy Savage and Sheik and all those guys. And then kind of as I got a little bit older, went away from it and moved out to LA and was doing some acting and modeling, and got asked to go to a casting by a casting agent. When we were doing the Diva Search, they went through casting agents to get girls, and the LA casting was a ridiculous amount of girls were there. And honestly, I didn't think I had a chance to even make it in the top 25. They selected, from the 3 casting things, 25 girls. Then they did the casting special in New York and got it down to 10. But I met Christy Hemme that day, and it's funny, probably nobody believes this story unless you were actually there, but when I saw her, I was like, this girl's going to win the whole entire thing. And she just absolutely, she did. So I was like, yeah, I called it right. But I didn't think I was going to even make it into the running, because there were so many girls, but it wasn't something that I ever foresaw going into. But I'm glad that I had the opportunity to do that.
Yeah. After when you weren't the winner, how did you get a WWE contract? Did they come to you, or did you pursue it?
They called me and asked would I be interested, and did I enjoy my time there, and would I be interested in working with them? And I said, sure, I'll come on the show. And the way it is, or it was for me at least, and I understand it is for most people, they bring you in on something called developmental, which is kind of like trial run, and then they decide if they're going to offer you a contract or not. So I was just brought in under developmental, and then real quickly, I would say within the first couple weeks, they offered me a contract, and I accepted. So it was something that they pursued with me not that long after the Diva Search ended. I don't think it was, I don't know exactly how long, but it doesn't seem like it was that long after, a few months maybe.
Yeah. No, when you were in training and stuff, did they want you to be like a full-time wrestler, or did you think you'd just be like a valet or manager or a character?
When they originally approached me, they did not want me to be a wrestler at all. And I understand it was the same with Amy, that they were kind of looking for girls that had acting background for, just to be able to do interviews and deliver lines if they needed them to, or to be a valet or whatnot. But as time progressed, it almost came to where, because Amy and I were having so many issues, I know that we both kind of were wanting to be able to get into the ring, and it's something that just kind of gets in your blood a little bit, I think, once you've been there. And when we were there, we were actually training for a match. We had started, each of us training for a match that didn't actually happen because she ended up leaving the company before that could happen. But we had a pay-per-view match that was scheduled that was never advertised because she left the company.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a question, Inchman?
Yeah, actually, I do, from the message board. Doiner from our message board, he wants to know, how was it like working with Big Show?
I love Show. I just adore him. We still talk. Actually, my voice is a little rumbly, if you notice. I just got back from visiting some family in Texas, in San Antonio, and Raw was there on Monday, and so I was like, I'm going to stop in and say hi to everybody. I haven't been back since my release, and I actually got to hang out with him for a while, and we still talk, so I got to say hi to everybody. But I love Show. He's a great wrestler, incredibly talented actor as well. I know he's done quite a bit of acting, and he is really intelligent and well-spoken, which is something before I met him I wasn't necessarily sure. He's this big guy, and he didn't really at that time talk that much on the show. You're like, how smart is he? But he's so intelligent. I was amazed. He's a great guy,
Mm-hmm. Do you think that was a good...
always nice.
Yeah, did you think that was a good pairing between you two on TV, like a good chemistry?
I did, and at the time he had told me that he never had a girlfriend on the show before, but he had always wanted to, and always wanted to have someone, and I thought it worked well because he was always there to kind of rescue me from peril and help me out, and we were just the greatest of friends, on screen and off, so it kind of worked out, I think, and I think it helps if you actually like the person you're working with and have a good time together and joke and can hang out outside of work. I think it really comes across on screen, in my opinion.
Yeah. How about JBL? What was he like? I know you weren't paired with him, but you were against him. What?
He tormented me. Are you kidding me? He had me locked in the trunk of his limo at one point. I was involved with him. My goodness. To hear him talk, I know he's got a book and that he does a radio show, and he's a really intelligent business guy, but I got to tell you, I don't know, and I'm sure it was entirely fueled by Amy, because before that he was, polite to me and nice to me, but after that, oh my goodness, I don't know, he's a scary guy, so I don't.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of stories about.
Kidnap me is yeah.
Right. Remember that intro. That's not the way to do it. You don't kidnap women, put them in your.
That's not very nice.
I'll make a note.
Good man.
Yeah, we don't like that.
Yeah, we got a caller here. Who is this?
Bring back Ben Gerard.
Oh man, do you have a question for Joy? Oh man, he's a big fan of our previous guest that was on the show, but he's not with us right now. He didn't have a name, so he can't even win himself a DVD. Now, I guess there's going to be some specials on this DVD, like I guess they're filming you train.
Right. They just kind of, we were going to run it at the show, the live show, but we each have, training videos of us training. I don't know what Amy has. I can just pretty much tell you what I have. Working out at the gym, boxing, Muay Thai, kind of show you around San Diego. I live in San Diego now, kind of show everyone around there and what I do there, and some B-roll, which is like behind the scenes footage of photo shoots that I did, modeling and bikini stuff. So get a little icing on the cake with seeing a lot of bikini stuff thrown in there too. So there's a lot of extras on there, and then I know that there are going to be extras where you can download actual photos and images from the DVD and photo shoots subsequent, screening off of that. So there's a lot of good stuff on there. I'm really excited. I actually haven't seen it. So
right.
I'm really in anticipation of seeing it. It's going to be, there's going to be modeling sessions, training, a lot of exclusive interviews with a lot of questions and answers that, just that people have wanted the answer to, like what happened with this, what was the real story behind this, what was the truth of the Diva Search, kind of all that behind the scenes questions.
Well, what did you think about the Diva Search? Do you think the voting was legit?
I have no reason to think otherwise, knowing the way the company works and how involved they are in every aspect of what goes on. I honestly don't know. But, I mean, if you look at the progression of the way people were eliminated and then the people that were brought back to the show, I'm guessing that it was legit, and I absolutely thought from day one that Christy was going to win the whole thing. So, I can only assume that it was the fans who decided who they wanted, and I didn't actually get to see the years following my year, so I don't know if those seemed legit or like they were.
Are you surprised Michelle McCool's still with the company? Because she didn't do that well. She came in like 7th, I believe.
You know what? She, even back then, she's really athletic. Mm-hmm. So, I can't say that I'm surprised. And from what I understand, around the time I left, she was starting to train a lot. And back then they had OVW, the wrestling school, and that she was working there possibly. So from what I understand, she's become a pretty good wrestler, and I'm not surprised at all.
Mm-hmm. They can also check out joygiovanni.net. And if you find it I don't know exactly where it is on the site, but it's easy to find, I'm sure. And you can go to your eBay store.
Yeah, my site is really easy to navigate because I hate when sites are hard to navigate.
Mm-hmm.
The eBay thing's pretty cool. It's got some stuff back from WWE days, like things that I actually wore on the show, or pictures from that time. T-shirts that were actually mine that I wore at events, that kind of thing. And then there are also a lot of new things, like new photo shoots, new, that kind of stuff. So there's a lot on there. It's doing pretty well. I've had it for about 6 weeks now, but people seem to like it. I was kind of surprised that people still remember who I was, but but they do.
There's a lot of fans know I'm a big fan of eBay. I'm a gold power seller. Put that up.
Oh, yeah, I'm not quite there yet, but...
Impressed?
Yeah.
So everybody check out, it's going to be at amyversusjoy.com is where you can you'll be able to see it on demand, video on demand. I don't think there's any information up there right now, but it will be up there soon.
It's supposed to launch on Friday. I mean, I could tell you that it's only going to be like $9.99, so it's completely affordable. Other than that, I'm trying to think of what else. What else do I know? It's going to be about an hour long, and it's going to be all the extra exclusives and bonus photo gallery and that type of stuff. So it's it's going to be really exciting.
Mm-hmm. I know this guy's excited. He just called in. We got Tazo the Greek.
Hey, in your head, what's up?
How's it going, Tazo? You got a question for Joy?
Yes, I do. Hi, Joy. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm okay. I have a question about your training. I'm going to assume that they did train you at some point, and just wanted to know who was your trainer. I'm going to assume it was Dave Finley, but I'm not positive. And they did assume at some point, or they did want you to wrestle, I assume. So you probably did train, and who trained you, and where did you train as well? That's basically my question, and thanks for taking my call.
Oh, thanks for calling in. I actually was not really trained in wrestling when I was there. I learned a few things on the road and maybe had, less than 5 training sessions in the year I was there. It was Fit Finley. You're right, Dave. I don't know, we'll call him Fit Finley, who primarily worked with the girls back then. And, there were some other girls that helped out. Victoria was real helpful in showing me a few things, and Tori. But I had trained probably less than 5 times, and they didn't, at that time, weren't necessarily pushing the girls. I understand they have like a girls belt now and girls division. We didn't have that, so they weren't as much interested in girls wrestling. I wish they would have been, and I would love to learn now, but it just wasn't wasn't something they were really pushing towards at that time. So I didn't get to learn as much as I would have liked, but I did have my finishing move. I was very excited about getting to use, but never kind of came, and I think they ended up giving it away to someone else.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, what was the finishing move?
I'm really flexible. I was able to do the splits up in the top rope in the corner and the turnbuckle, and do the sunset flip out of that.
Oh, like a Van Damme move.
I don't know. Did he do that? Did he do the splits up in the top rope, though?
Yeah, when he was younger, he did.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I wasn't trying to steal anyone's move if he did, but
that's still pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those things. One of the times I did work with it, I was like, well, I think this would be pretty cool. Look, I could do the splits up here. And he was like, oh, we could, modify that into sunset flip from the split from, like, I don't actually.
Oh, a sunset split. I was thinking moonsault.
No, sunset flip. Where you
okay. Yeah, I don't think anyone's done that
up in the corner and then sunset flip and roll them up from there. So that was my finisher, but I never actually got to use it. And from what I heard, they kind of gave it away, but I was really excited, and unfortunately, I did not get to train more than that. But I would have loved to have the opportunity because it's an amazing trainer, and I know that he's active on the roster again, from what I understand.
Oh yeah. Thanks for calling in, Tauzo.
Hey, can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Joy, when you were at WWE, did you feel, I mean, as someone who just watches and obviously doesn't know anything about the inside, did you feel like a sense of like paranoia or like this whole us against the world kind of thing that a lot of people feel WWE kind of has, this whole sense of everyone hates us, it's batten down the hatches kind of a paranoia. Did you feel that when you were there?
No, I didn't feel that at all. I wish, I was talking about this yesterday with someone actually, I wish they would have told me some things coming in as someone completely out of that industry. I know a lot of people go up through the wrestling school, so there are the little ins and outs that you learn about, just the way it is. And it's almost like entering a different country where it has its own customs and its own traditions that you wouldn't necessarily know about, and it has its own language. So I kind of wish they would have given me some kind of little tutorial, about the terminology and about, just the little ins and outs of the things they did. But, I picked up pretty quickly, and I didn't feel that at all. No. I'm glad I did it.
Thanks.
Sounds fun.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for calling in, Tauzo. You've been entered in the contest, so stay tuned.
All right.
We'll announce the winners at the end.
Very cool. And let me give a shout-out to Brooklyn. What's up? Later.
Thanks, man.
Brooklyn.
I thought he was Tauzo the Greek. He's coming out of Brooklyn. We get Titan here. I think he'll be the last caller for Joy.
All righty.
Titan, do you have a question?
Yes. Joy, when you were at WWE, did you ever slap Big Show's head?
Did I ever do what?
What?
Did you ever slap Big Show's head?
Did I slap him? So he said?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't know. I was always sweet to him. I wasn't going to try to make him mad, but
Exactly. You don't want to make a giant man mad. That's not smart.
he probably rubbed his head a few times. But yeah, I couldn't really probably reach his head.
Right. He probably wouldn't even know it anyway. Is there anything you want to? What was that?
Go ahead. Maybe it was a test question. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But thanks for calling in, Titan. You've been entered in the contest, too, even though your question didn't make any sense. But everybody, we'll have all the information up on the website. April 10th is the video on demand, and then later the DVD will be released. Anything you want to tell everybody out there before I let you go?
I'm just really excited for the DVD to come out, and I hope you all will check it out. And I'm actually probably later on going to write a blog on my website about it, so check it out if you get a chance. And other than that, thanks for having me in, and I'd love to chat with you guys some other time, too.
Excellent. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, this is Sarah Del Rey, the Queen of Wrestling, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com.